Hi, everybody. It is 10:30, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I am an Intuit Premier reseller with QuickBooks. I specialize in Intuit Field Service Management, and today we're just going to walk through a demonstration of Field Service in addition to some other things that I wanted to cover, specifically the time card module with Intuit Field Service and putting multiple technicians on a work order. So, like I had mentioned, I'm a qualified solutions provider with QuickBooks. If you are interested in purchasing Intuit Field Service Management after you've seen my webinar, please contact me directly as I'm giving away my time for free today. So rather than call, QuickBooks directly, please just give me a call if you are interested in purchasing or learning more. I do offer one-on-one consultations as well for free. So we could go, meet for an hour when it's convenient in your calendar over an online meeting and go through, all of your questions to see if it is the right fit for you. So here's my information right up on the screen. If you want to check me out, fieldserviceadvisors.com. I'm also located on QuickBooks' national website, quickbooks.corrigo.com. So here are some of the biggest reasons companies start using electronic dispatching system. They're losing work orders, they're not getting any paperwork back in a timely fashion, trouble reading handwriting, they're entering the invoices manually into QuickBooks, which delays payment, they're expediting and speeding up the payment is the big point of getting into an electronic system, time tracking, and then of course accurately recording what materials were used on the job. So we're going to go over some of these things today, and then we'll go over the pricing at the end. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right in. All of the customers that you have in your customer center in QuickBooks Desktop or QuickBooks Online are going to come right over to Intuit Field Service. So the synchronization between the two systems takes 1 hour for every 1,000 customers you have. So if you've got 5,000 customers in your QuickBooks, the synchronization is going to take 5 hours. But it does only take about half an hour to get the synchronization started, and then you can just go ahead and let it run. So let's go ahead and search for one of our residential customers here. Oops. All right. I'm going to go ahead and say new work order. And this is the screen where you would confirm information with the client. So if this address is not correct, you're going to go ahead and hit edit, and it's going to bring you into this area where you're going to be able to correct that address. If the phone number isn't correct, you can hit edit, and then it'll lead you into an area to correct that email and that phone number. So I'm going to hit next, and I'm in the second step of that work order wizard. There's 4 steps to complete the work order. So I'm going to say today, we've got a clogged toilet. If you need to enter more information, about what level it's on, maybe it's located in the master bedroom on 3rd level. And here's some of the site service below here. So you can see, what was the service history on that location by opening up any of those jobs. So I'm going to go ahead and say it's for today. And I'm going to give it to Chris as the primary technician. And then I'm going to make Matt Baker as the secondary technician. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up both my Android and my iPhone up on my iPad and my Android up on the screen, so you can see what happens when the secondary technician, so the helper tech, say arrives ahead of the primary technician. So what would that look like from a time tracking standpoint? So we're going to go over that. In this area here is the schedule board. So here's the work order, the one that's in black that you're currently scheduling, and here are 2 completed work orders. We know they're completed because they're in gray. And then here are 2 work orders that are waiting to get picked up. How we know that is because they're yellow. They're waiting to get picked up. And then of course, as we hover our mouse over that, we can see that the status says waiting to get picked up. So if we go ahead and zoom out to the map view, we can see here's the work order we're currently scheduling. So it's kind of far away. Let's go ahead and click on it again. So I'm scheduling a work order in Ohio. And here are the technicians. They're located all the way over here. So I just wanted to show you that just to see, so you could see how accurate the system really is in picking up the location of the technicians. But let's go ahead and click on the technicians. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to finish this work order, and then I'm actually just going to create one more. So just so you can see somewhere that's maybe just a little closer than that. So let's go set new work order. Okay, let's do a furnace today. Let's go ahead and say service repair, no heat. Let's go back to the schedule view. Let's make Chris the primary again and Matt the secondary. So now we can go ahead, let's zoom out. See, it's a 2-hour arrival window. Okay. So here's the work order we're editing now. And then let's zoom in on so here is Matt and Chris, so they're at that work order. And then we can see here is the work order that we are editing now. So here's the one we're editing now. And then here is Chris and Matt. So they're pretty close by. They've been paired together. They may be on the same vehicle or maybe not. Maybe they're going to arrive separately. So we're going to find out in just a moment. Okay. So you can see that it's possible to completely, double stack these work orders at the same time. So Mary Ellen and Duck Donuts here, they're scheduled at the same time, but it's possible to schedule them at the same time. So what you could do is, move it down here this way, or just move it up where it was. And we can see this dotted line is that secondary technician there. So Chris is the primary, Matt is the helper on both of those work orders that we scheduled. Okay, so I've finished that. And let's go ahead and bring up my Android device. Okay, so I've got some alerts that are coming in. And let me bring up my iPad on the screen. Okay, so you can see I've got waiting for pickup. I'm going to go ahead and pick up this work order because I'm the primary. So this right here, this Android device, I am logged in as, so let's go ahead and I'll log out so you can see who I'm logged in as. So I'm logged in as Chris here. And then over here, I'm logged in as Matt. So I'm going to log back in. Oops. So if it does do that, you can just fresh log in, no problem. Okay, so we've got Duck Donuts here as the secondary technician. So in order for that time clock to start, so let's say that Matt, who's the secondary technician, who's the iPad over here, arrived ahead of Chris, the primary technician. So what would have to happen, and would the time clock be able to track two different times? So I'm going to go ahead and pick up this work order. And you've got to pick up the work order in order for the secondary, the helper tech, to be able to go ahead. All right. So now I'm able to go ahead and say en route. So it does break out the drive time and the work time on the work order in the time posted section. So let's go ahead and look at that. So Duck Donuts, we can see here it's in progress. Click here. And over here, we've got the en routes show 0. So once I hit start work, it's going to post my en route time. And then once I hit complete, it's going to post my completed time. Okay, so let's go through the work order while we're giving the time clock some time to operate here. So it's been picked up. I'm going to go ahead and start my en route time now. Okay, so we're both en route, and I'm going to go ahead and get started on my work. So now I'm working. I'm still en route. Okay. So now it's under my picked up queue here. So just to go through some fields here that are on my Android, the contact info, if you click there, it is going to dial out directly to the customer. The address, if I click here, it's going to populate a map. And here in the site section, something I wanted to go over here, this is where all the work order history is gonna live. So if there's anything that you want to look into, you can open up any of these jobs. The most current job, the last job completed, is going to be right at the top. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and get started. And while it does get your location, so it can post those landmarks. There is a report within Field Service that does fixate on your location at specific times to show where you were when you were en route and where you were when you started work, which a lot of the clients that I have find very helpful. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and refresh this. And then you'll be able to see here that we both got, different en route times. Our work times are not yet posted because we haven't yet finished. And in the time card section, if you just want to zoom over here, you can see that my time has been started. This time card area is only going to give you a block of time, but the en route time is broken out in that other section. And if you come back to Matt, you can see his time is started too. Here we go. So now the secondary technician has finished their work. So I'm going to go ahead and post that I am completed. So I'm going to say end work order time. Now it's not working, and I can refresh this because I've finished my job, and now it is going to update my time. So this is Matt, and now you can see it's given me a final end time here. And if we come back out to the work order, now it's left here, so it's going to be completed. Oop. No, it's not actually, sorry. It's still in progress because the primary hasn't yet closed it out, but it does post my section for the secondary. So that's all cleared out, and now we can focus on the primary, which would be Chris. Okay, so now the work's been started and I'm ready to go ahead and grab a payment for the customer. So I'm gonna go ahead and say completed. Now this is the work done note. Now I'm typing it in with my computer, but typically you're going to have a voice microphone that you're going to be able to click on in the keyboard, and you'd be able to dictate a work done note. Now, if you're not taking a payment, you would need to be a little bit more descriptive in this area, because this is what the office is going to use to invoice. But I'm going to go ahead and show you a payment. So I'm going to say save. So let's go ahead and go to the invoice total section. Now, if you don't want your technicians seeing the pricing, you can hide this section. I'm going to go ahead and search for labor. Now, if you don't want to search using all the search through the magnifying glass, that's no problem. You can just specify, am I looking for a service? And then it'll make the list a little smaller. Am I looking for an inventory? So sometimes it's better, to just say all, and it makes it a little easier. Okay, so I'm just going to say coil. Now, by typing over that, it's not going to update that price list item in QuickBooks. If you want to make a new price list item for, say, coil, you would need to go ahead and do that in the items section in QuickBooks or in the items section in Field Service, and then run that synchronization with QuickBooks Desktop if you've got the desktop, or if you've got online, that synchronization will automatically occur in the background, and that new price list item will come over. All right, so I've got those two, and I'm going to go ahead and get a signature. And this would be using my finger. Customer, sign that invoice, and now let's go ahead and take a payment. We're going to do check today. Okay, so the payment's been recorded. So we're finished with that. And then I'll go ahead and refresh, and you'll be able to see that the time has been posted here for that. And you can see that this has been paid by check. Now, all we have to do is open up QuickBooks and run that synchronization, and that invoice will come right over. And you do want to run this once a day. A little bit about Corrigo. Corrigo is the name of the company that created Intuit Field Service Management for QuickBooks, and they still do the technical support. When you do sign up, you'd be billed by Intuit. And when you do have a troubleshooting question, you would contact Corrigo, and there is a separate phone number. The technical service with Intuit Field Service is absolutely fantastic. They're available from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. by phone call and then by appointment with support@corrigo.com. And they do screen share, and they get right down to the bottom of what's going on with any of your work orders. So they're very, very easy to get in touch with. And I know that is a reason why some people leave their dispatching software to come over to QuickBooks' software, because of the customer support just isn't available. All right. And if you do have your inventory center turned on in QuickBooks Desktop, it will sense the inventory. If there was a price list item that was an inventory item on that invoice that's coming over, it will update those on-hand counts when that invoice comes over. So at this moment, once this invoice gets this check mark, it successfully been added, at that moment, that's when your on-hand counts would be updated. And the inventory centers, those are available in all versions of QuickBooks Desktop, Pro, Premier, and Enterprise. But if you do have multiple warehouses and you do want to stock inventory on multiple vehicles, then you would need the Enterprise version. And I can absolutely assist you with that as well. All right, so that's been finished. And now let's go ahead and take a peek at the invoice that came right over. All right, so you can see this was paid, and then the work done note comes over as a line item, but you can absolutely still edit this before you send it off to the customer. And if it's something you're looking at, like let's say it did not have a payment taken on it, and you are going to email this off as an invoice, it's really good to have that credit card service turned on inside QuickBooks. So if you link your company file to merchant services, it does allow you to have that credit card link right at the bottom of that invoice. So your customer can simply click right on that invoice in their email and use a credit card or bank transfer to pay for it. And it does really help expedite the payment processing. So I would highly encourage you to do that if you haven't linked your QuickBooks to Intuit Merchant, and that is something I can absolutely help you with as well. We can help you get that application, and I would help you link your file, something that we include in our service. So thank you so much for your time. I'm just going to review the pricing with the last little bit of time that we have here. So if you've got between 1 and 10 users, it's going to be $35 per user per month. If it's over 10 users, it's going to be $31. So what is a user? A user is somebody that dispatches work orders to the technicians in the field, or it's somebody that's accepting work orders, completing the work. So each license comes with a mobile login and then a browser login. So if a technician wants to log into the browser, he doesn't need a separate user for that. So and then each license comes with one non-login user as well. So if you do have somebody like that's an installer, say, and you just want their name on the dispatch board, that one user comes with a non-login user. And if you do have more questions about the pricing, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. A recording of this broadcast is going to go out after the demonstration is done today. And you can, my information will be in that email, and then you can get in touch with me. And I may also contact you. Myself or someone on my staff may call you after this is over just to see if you had any more additional questions. The time card module is an additional $15 per user per month. That's what we had gone over. So and the base licenses do have to match the optional module. So if you had, say, 5 users, it'd be $50 per user times 5. It would be $250 per month. And then maybe the next Wednesday, we can tune in and to the service agreement module, which is listed here, and that's if you've got reoccurring work. So thank you so much, everybody, for your time, and I look forward to meeting with you next time, Wednesday at 10:30. Thank you.